Hey Phil, Ryan here. I know we haven't been able to meet about the whole commentary thing, and we keep trying to do it. So, this is a video that I'm making early in the morning to talk about commentaries to hopefully be helpful to you because I know you have a busy schedule and we haven't been able to find a time in the past couple of weeks. So, this is early morning, unedited. Ryan Cameron, I'm probably going to upload this to YouTube and send you a private unlisted link. So it won't be a public facing video, but if you have the link, you'll be able to see it. And hopefully it'll just be a couple minutes about commentaries and I won't like talk on and on about it. But this also gives me an excuse to try to figure out a new setup that I'm trying out. So hopefully this all works. So commentaries, what are they? Because I don't know how much you know, so I'm just going to assume that you don't know much about commentaries. Commentaries are books written about books of the Bible. There are multiple types of commentaries. There are commentaries that are over one book of the Bible or part of a book of the Bible. There's also commentaries that are written over the entire Bible. So you may have like a giant commentary. And commentaries are generally scholarly books written to help you understand Scripture. But there's a lot out there. And so what is one resource that I point people to help them like understand the commentary craziness? That one thing that I point to, it doesn't look pretty, but it's academic, and most academic things don't actually look very pretty, is bestcommentaries.com. Bestcommentaries.com. This is by far the number one resource that I use, that I know other scholars use to try to figure out if a commentary is good or not. So again, it doesn't look very pretty. Here's the landing page, the bestcommentaries.com. And if you're interested in like how they rank commentaries, you can click on this how it works, and it should take us to an about page. And so the scoring method for the commentaries on this site is the average ratings from users in academic journals are the starting point, and then the total number of reviews for the book. There are some reviews that carry more weight if they're considered academic reviews or credible academic reviews, and then the amount of libraries that actually circulate the commentary. So right now the algorithm looks like this. According to the website, score equals average rating plus number of times in library plus overall numbers of reviews. And so you can just take a look, read more about that. So this is really trying to figure out what are the best commentaries out there. Now, you can look at like commentaries by book, commentaries by series, but what I recommend doing is either hovering over OT, which is Old Testament, or NT, which is New Testament, and then looking for book by book. If you want to go and then there is like a theology section. But let's just say we, like good Protestants want to learn more about the book of Romans. So we click on the New Testament tab. We click on Romans. And what you're going to see is first it's going to choose like English as the default for commentaries. I don't know if you speak German or Spanish or Chinese, Korean, or Portuguese, but if you do, you can look at those commentaries. I do not speak any of those languages, so I just stick with the English. What you're going to first see is the top 3 commentaries that are ranked. So we got Douglas Moo, which is a hilarious name. Cranfield and Schreiner are the top 3, and you can click on these to view. But and then you have a new and notable section. So these are brand new commentaries that are in this field. They don't have any ratings because they're brand new, some of them. But I rarely look at the top 3 and the new and notable. And what I do instead is I come down to this table. Again, it's not pretty in any way. And I look at all of the commentaries in this table. And as you can see, it goes on and 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 on. There's a zillion commentaries on Roman. And then at the bottom, there's forthcoming commentary. So If you're anything like me, you're saying, Ryan, that's like crazy overwhelming. How in the world do I uh, figure out what are the best commentaries? The first thing that I do is I sort it by year, and I do the most recent first. Now, you can disagree with me, and that's fine. I won't be offended. But when it comes to commentaries, I try to stick to commentaries made in the last 30 to 50 years. That's sort of what I try to stick with because it has the most up to date scholarly information. What you'll find is the biblical studies department in universities is something that didn't really exist until like the 1800s, but didn't really catch its stride in the universities until after the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are really cool. But that wasn't until like the early mid 1900s, and then that took some time to get through academia. And then once that got through academia, there was a lot better, more helpful commentaries written that paid more attention to social factors, historical factors, and not just linguistic factors. Essentially, like to be good at Bible study, you not only need to think about the original languages, but you need to think about the contexts of the book of the Bible that you're reading. I know this is a fire hose of information, but that's all to say that essentially I try to stick to commentaries that were written in the past 30 to 50 years because they have the most updated information. You can disagree with me. There are people that disagree with me. That's fine. But also the commentaries in the past 30 to 50 years are the most expensive commentaries, which isn't always helpful if you're on a budget. So what I do, I sort by year, and then I pay attention to these tags. These tags are really important. You'll see these tags. So if you hover over this tag, this S, it says semi-technical. I don't know if you that doesn't appear on your screen. The C, if you hover over it, is critical. The F is feminist. So there are these different tags, and you can sort these tags right over here to the right. What I would recommend to you is there are 4 academic levels. There's special studies, non-technical, semi-technical, and technical. Unless you know Greek or Hebrew, technical won't make much of any sense to you whatsoever. So I steer people that don't know Greek and Hebrew away from technical. I try to steer most people to the non-technical or the semi-technical commentaries. Essentially, if you're new to the Bible, I would start with a non-technical. If you are more experienced with the Bible, I would recommend semi-technical. But then also you see there's like all these theological views. The question is, what are these different theological views? Critical doesn't necessarily mean critical in the sense of it's bad. It means critical in the sense of I'm going to evaluate it carefully and study it. Evangelical is what we are. There's feminist, Jewish, Lutheran, Mennonite, non-Western or BIPOC, Pentecostal, Reformed, Roman Catholic, or Wesleyan Methodist. My rule of thumb for people, because it's a lot, is to look for commentaries that are semi-technical or non-technical and evangelical. So, like, for example, for Romans, I would recommend, I haven't read it, but I would look for something like this David E. Garland Romans, because it is non-technical, that's the N, and it's evangelical. And so I would look for commentaries like that have the N and the E, or like this Peterson Romans commentary that has the S and the E, so the semi-technical and the evangelical. That's the commentaries I would recommend. So the recap then is bestcommentaries.com. Look at the Old Testament or the New Testament tag. Pick the book you want to study, come down here, sort by year, and look for the tags S or N for semi-technical or non-technical, and then look for look for the tag E for evangelical. Now, just a note on non-technical. Non-technical doesn't mean not complex. It just means that it's not going to dive into the languages very much at all. The Greek and the Hebrew behind things. It doesn't mean that it's not helpful or it's not good or it's bad and evil or anything like that. It just means that it's not going to dive into the Greek or the Hebrew that's behind the text, which is helpful for people that are newer to the Bible. One last thing, I believe, and I should have looked up this beforehand, is there should be commentaries over the entire Bible. Best single volume whole Bible commentaries. And so this is definitely something to check out. It'll give you the top 3. It'll give you the new and notable. But then again, it's the same thing. You can rank it by year, and you can look at what are the best whole Bible commentaries. I'm trying to see one that I am more familiar with, that I think is a very good one. Ooh, the Robert Alter one, but that's more technical, so don't do that one. This one. So D.A. Carson, New Bible Commentary, 1994. That's a very good one. What do they have in the top 3? Matthew Henry's is good. D.A. Carson is the one that I looked at. Those are both really good whole Bible commentaries. So hopefully this video helped. Hopefully you now feel more equipped, because there's a 1.5 zillion commentaries out there. And some of them are really good, and some of them are quite frankly really bad and impossible to understand. And so hopefully this gives you some perspective on that. Thanks, Phil. See ya.